Hey guys, Nuan here with Movie Sninger Reviews and welcome to our spoiler discussion on Joker. Now if you want to watch our review, I'll leave a link in the description, you can go check it out. So let's talk about some spoilers, Oshita. So first of all, I want to talk about Arthur Fleck's mother in this movie. So it is revealed that she used to work for Thomas Wayne, which I found was really interesting. And she's writing letters to him and asking him for money. And then it is revealed that she believes Thomas Wayne is Arthur's father. So I thought that was a really explosive piece of information. What did you feel when you heard that, Oshita?
Yeah, so when Arthur Fleck's mother revealed that she used to work at Thomas Wayne's house, was it real actually? Was that part real, or we still don't know because turned.
I think she was because Thomas Wayne was aware of her.
Yeah, not only Thomas Wayne, even if
Alfred.
I recall, even Alfred confirmed it. I mean,
yeah.
And the thing is,
And what's interesting is that whether it's true or not, what's interesting is that this leads to some really suspenseful confrontations between Arthur and Thomas Wayne.
The thing is, like, turns out she's suffering from bipolar. She
has some delusions.
Delusions and all. So when she revealed that she used to work at Thomas Wayne's house, I was like, okay.
You were not sure whether she was.
And not only that, I mean, Thomas Wayne has a lot of servants, right? So So when she revealed that she worked there, I was like, okay. And then the moment
he reads the letter.
They show us the letter. That was like quite shocking. I was like, are they going to?
Are they really going to do this? Is Arthur is the Joker going to be Thomas Wayne's son? Are they really doing that? I was shocked.
even if they chose that approach, I would be okay.
Yeah, I would have been fine with that.
It will be like one hell of a plot twist though.
Yeah.
But then it turned out, it's
there
part
are more reveals later on, and then it is revealed that she was abusing young Arthur when he was young, and maybe that could have led to some of his
Probably
issues.
It made a very negative impact on his life because he was a kid.
He
was like a small kid, and then he.
And what was interesting is that when Arthur goes looking for Thomas Wayne, he meets young Bruce. I thought that was really nice scene, and he's going to be Batman one day.
Yeah,
I thought that was a nice setup.
In the trailer, they
show it. They show he's with a kid.
I'm not sure the director confirmed that it's Bruce Wayne, right?
I'm not sure.
But a lot of people started speculating that
and
it's
I
Bruce
kind of wish I didn't see it in the trailer, because the minute I saw it, I was like, okay, that's
same here.
I kind of wish they didn't show it, but fine, it's fine.
But that build-up was pretty cool because we see a shot. I mean, I'm damn sure. I mean, you remember, like, there was this aerial shot of the train he traveled. So right next to it, there was like a park. I think it has to be in New York Central Park or something. Because I think maybe that part was filmed in New York. I don't know. But that shot was nice. And then he started like walking towards Thomas Wayne's place. And then we see Bruce playing alone.
And then Alfred comes.
He's a lonely guy. Just kidding.
and then we see Arthur doing some tricks for him. He shows a magic trick to him. I thought that was really cool.
That interaction and the chemistry, it was quite unique, and it stood out. Like it's one of my favorite scenes actually, because we know that he's going to be the famous vigilante of Gotham, and now
arch rival on the other side. That was really interesting. And of course, at that point, he's not fully a villain yet. He's still kind of a nice guy. He's looking for his father. He's looking for answers. So I thought that was kind of.
He's in the process of transforming little bit.
And then later on, he confronts Thomas Wayne face to face at a theater. So he sneaks in and he meets him and he says, "Oh, I'm your son." And then Thomas Wayne, he's a bit of a douche in this movie. He's not the kind-hearted guy we've seen in previous incarnations.
You said that he's a bit of douche, but I would say like he was a complete douche because he revealed that he was running for the mayor.
He was running for,
and also he directly criticized the people, like say that people in Gotham, they're like crazy.
He felt like he's sort of an elitist guy. He thinks that they know what's best for the poor people.
And he degraded his own people, right? So then people went nuts, and then Arthur started triggering them further.
You mentioned how Arthur triggers certain things, certain events. So this all starts when he's on that train and he gets bullied, and that scene ends with him shooting and killing the bullies. And these people apparently used to work for Thomas Wayne, and they're also some Wall Street people. So what happens is that this sparks a sort of a rebellious movement among Gotham's poor people, right? So they start rising up against all the rich people and Thomas Wayne's campaign.
Masks,
and they start because they find out that the guy who killed the Wall Street people was in a clown suit. So they start taking that as a symbol.
They started consuming as an icon. So,
they start kind of using him as a symbol for their movement. So I thought that was interesting.
Like Arthur Fleck killing those young gentlemen. I think that we can't call them gentlemen, right? We actually saw how
Yeah.
they behave.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what happened? That was the catalyst the people needed.
Exactly.
So it started like huge
Yeah,
chain
it was
reaction.
sort of things were heating up, and that was one of the things that kind of triggered.
Yeah. Because they were anyways tired of the system, and
Yeah.
they felt.
And they saw this one guy standing up to it.
Yeah.
And they thought, okay, we can use him as an
Use him
icon.
as-
Yeah.
Because they want to go against discrimination. So they know all politicians are saying the same, repeating the same mistakes
tired of-
again and
they're
again.
tired of that
no,
stuff,
we
yeah,
all can
yeah.
relate. And so
Yeah. And we have an upcoming election as well. So in this, it's interesting because Arthur doesn't believe in the movement in the beginning. He doesn't really care about it. He has his own issues.
as you said, like he just wanted to be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
just
yeah.
wanted to stabilize his career.
Yes.
Like he didn't care about the political
But
unrest,
people
blah,
make
blah,
fun
blah.
of him, and
Yeah.
especially now there's this guy, the talk show host, Robert De Niro's character. So Arthur used to look up to him, but then this guy takes one of his comedy club routines and makes fun of him on live TV. And then Arthur is it's kind of a disappointing moment, like a very sad moment for him, because his icon, the guy he used to look up to, made fun of him.
Yeah.
And then he somehow gets invited to his show. So this is the next bit, right?
Yeah.
So this is where it gets really suspenseful. So Arthur is now planning to go to the show, and I thought it was really interesting the part where he's practicing.
Yeah.
So he's watching old footage of other talk shows, and he's practicing, how a guest would enter and shake the host's hand and all that. I thought that was really funny.
Was that the best fun? Was that? Yes, yes. That's how I feel about it. Really?
And of course, he walks in, determined to kind of make a statement by maybe committing suicide. He walks in, that's his purpose going in. He wants to make a statement because, his life sucks, and he wants to feel like, okay, did it mean anything, to the other people? So he goes in, but then that kind of changes while he's there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I thought that was, the way it turned out, I thought was really,
Yeah, that was the
unpredictable.
climax. That was the climax.
Yeah, that was the climax of the
Yeah,
movie.
so I mean, as we discussed earlier, the movie had quite intense moments, but it was a slow burn. I
Yeah.
think this is one reason why. I mean, if you are a person who is loving, well-crafted stories, you're going to definitely love this
Yes.
movie. But if you're expecting, like continuous action, then you're
Yeah.
definitely going to be
Yes.
disappointed, because I think we mentioned this, because this is more of a character study of the
Yes, of course. Yes,
of the
definitely.
character
Yeah,
joke,
yeah.
and addressing real world issues. And as you said, the moment he started talking with Murray,
Yeah.
that was such a defining moment.
Yes,
you
yes.
know.
And it's the first time he's introduced as the Joker. He
And-
asked to be introduced.
Yeah, he was like, okay, can you call me? Can
Yeah.
you address me as the Joker? And it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the other person who was next to
Yeah.
Murray was like,
Who is
are you
this?
okay?
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
sure?
And he's finally becoming that character. He's turning into the Joker.
we finally see how
the transformation is completed.
completed
in
yeah.
that scene. Yeah.
The climax.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it was worth it. No?
Yeah. And it was such an unpredictable. You don't know. We don't know what he's going to do. And I felt like Todd Phillips directed this movie, and I think he did a brilliant job. And we've seen that unpredictability in his Hangover films.
Open it! Okay, open it! Oh!
And I felt like he used that expertise, and he to really execute this final climactic ending.
Probably, yeah.
It ends with basically Joker killing the talk show host,
Yeah.
because he's the guy he used to look up to, but he turned out to be a false idol, and he shoots him, and then the movement kind of takes that
It goes to
moment,
next level.
yeah, and then it sparks a riot all across the streets of Gotham, and I was like, wow, and I love that. I love how it ended, right?
Yeah, so the interview, it reminded me of this specific scene from the Dark Knight
Okay.
Returns,
Okay.
so where the Joker,
Okay.
kills the. I think you might have seen it, right? Where he kills
Okay.
smashes the mug against the table and stabs the interview with similar way.
Okay.
So and the riots and all reminded me of those scenes from comic books. Those
Okay.
elements. I think
Maybe a little bit of Watchmen
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah,
With the rioting,
probably,
the
So,
rioting,
so I think definitely, Todd Phillips, even though he didn't, follow like a specific storyline, he has definitely, borrowed some elements
Yes,
from
and
comic books.
and
as
there
well.
was a lot of imagery that kind of was sort of being, references to maybe other
So it's like a
comic
beautifully
books.
written drama
Yes.
with some elements from comic books as well. It's not we can't call it like a how to put this into words, like it's not a superhero movie.
Yeah.
But then again, it has comic book aspects. But at the end of the day, the genre has to be a comic book movie, right?
Yeah.
So,
but I don't know whether I would call this a comic book.
No,
it's so
same
much
here,
more.
same
It's so
here.
much more.
More. That's the thing.
Yeah. And I love this kind of epic conclusion towards the end with the music building up.
Yeah.
And so after he kills the TV show host, he's arrested by the police. But then, the rioters rescue him. These people wearing clown masks, and they kind of, raise him up like a hero.
then what happened?
And then
right after
at
that,
the same time,
very unexpected.
we see.
Very
you didn't expect
unexpected.
it. No, I felt like we might see it. And then it cuts to a theater, and then we see Thomas Wayne and Martha and young Bruce
The infamous scene.
leaving the theater, and then we know what's going to happen. And what I felt was really interesting was at a certain point, because of the conflict they set up earlier between Thomas Wayne and Arthur, I felt like he might actually kill the Waynes. I was thinking that might be a possibility, but I was really happy to see that it wasn't really him who does it. It's the movement he inspires. A guy in a clown mask. It's an unknown guy. We don't know who he is.
Unknown guy. He was inspired by the Joker.
He was inspired by the Joker.
Technically, the Joker influenced him to kill.
Indirectly.
And
so the Joker is indirectly responsible for killing Bruce's parents.
You have to remember, this man isn't responsible for those killings. He's merely a victim of the Batman's psychotic obsession.
I thought I was Batman's psychotic obsession.
It's like even during the riots, even Bruce Wayne's parents, they were quite helpless. They were not surrounded with bodyguards or anything. They were just they were just trying to run away from riots. So they had to use an alley, some random alley next to the cinema, and they wanted to save themselves. And this random guy comes and they were like, you are responsible for this, and suddenly kills them.
And it's interesting now, earlier I mentioned that Thomas Wayne is shown to be a bit of a douche, but in that moment he feels like a scared father who, a family man who's trying to protect his family. I thought that was interesting. Even though they showed him to be a bit of a bad guy in the beginning, showed him like as a human towards the end. So that was really interesting how they pulled it off. So really kind of amazing movie, man. Yeah, any other memorable moments you want to mention? How about the train the chase scene where the cops are coming after him?
Yeah, that is also good. But
really cool.
Like when it comes to chasing scenes, my favorite would be the one where he killed those three young people, the bullies.
Oh yeah.
How he killed the third person.
Oh yeah.
Like he was very helpless.
He was chasing him, and it was like
he was shot directly in the leg, and he was like like struggling to climb the stairs.
It was a beautifully shot scene as well.
It's very brutal.
Yeah. It's very brutal, and that's where that's the first time he kills somebody. So that's where the transformation kind of starts.
And and also another shocking moment was he killed his friend who
betrayed him at one point.
Yeah,
but he didn't kill the guy
who gave the gun. I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He killed the person who gave the gun, right?
Yeah, because the guy, there's this one guy who gives him a gun, and then he later rats to the police or somebody that this guy has a gun, which gets Arthur into trouble at one point, and that's how he gets fired. True. So he kills that guy, but he doesn't kill the other guy who never did anything bad to him. Yeah. So that was interesting, and that was also a very suspenseful moment because you're wondering, is he going to kill the other guy? The moment because the door is locked and this guy can't escape, and I was like, oh my god, is he going to kill him? What's going to happen? But then he lets him go.
I think I honestly feel like the more we watch the movie, the more we would understand it further. Like because there are so many.
Especially there are some scenes where, like we talked about, the dreamlike moments where we are not sure whether it's real or not. So there are moments.
Now that you mention,
he's imagining things.
Yeah. So now that you mention one part which really shocked me, I'm pretty sure it shocked you as well.
Okay.
The moment they revealed that all the time he was just hallucinating his relationship with the girl, and when he entered,
I was very kind of confused.
I was confused as well because that relationship felt natural, and then the moment they revealed that it was not real. I mean, he entered the apartment. She was like, "Okay, you are Arthur, right?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "Don't you have your mom?" I was like, "Wait, she was there with him in the hospital, right?" And then.
But you know what? I had a feeling something was off because we see very early on that
inside the elevator, right?
He has this daydreaming mode where he goes into a daydream and he's living the life he wants, but it's not really true. So I thought that was interesting. So I was wondering, okay, there are some scenes that are really weird. Is it happening or not?
Yeah, I think the moment that girl refused her in the reality of the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that is one moment which triggered him because he realized he can never achieve his dreams because
Yeah,
as he
yeah.
said, he wanted to become a stand-up comedian. And then he wanted to meet that icon, but turned out,
He was just making fun of
humiliated
Arthur.
him.
Yeah.
And then he was, mentally, enjoying a happy life with that
And
girl.
even the caseworker who was supposed to take his case, that is closed down.
That is closed, yeah.
So he doesn't have anywhere to get his medication.
Medication.
And nobody to talk to.
Yeah. So when
And the mother's betrayal, when he discovers that.
when
that's
that
very-
girl seemingly refused him, he realized, okay,
Yeah.
this is not
So a
going
lot
to
of
work.
these things pile up and then
Back to back,
pushes him over the edge.
On top of
So,
it, people
yeah.
are just ignoring him.
Yeah.
Stop right there. This is a sensitive man, and I won't have him being harassed.
Wow, what a journey. We saw this amazing
From
character
beginning to end,
transformation.
yes.
Yeah, what a movie. And I think this movie is really something special. It's not something we're gonna get all the time.
It's an instant classic. So yeah, definitely people will
Yeah.
remember this
Yes,
movie
yes.
in the years to come. So
Yeah.
I'm glad I got to watch it in the
Yeah,
cinema.
man. It's really even I really enjoyed watching this film. Let's wrap up this spoiler discussion. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and Movie Slinger out.